What is going on, guys, and welcome to a video today where I'm going to be talking to you about the week in WWE, and it's been a big one because we have had a hell of a lot. Fastlane's happened. We've had Monday Night Raw where none other than Shane McMahon came back. Set up a huge match at WrestleMania. This week we've seen 3 matches pinpointed for WrestleMania. We've also seen the Divas title. We're going to set, well, this week on Raw, next week on Raw, we're going to find out who it is that goes up against Charlotte for the Divas Championship. We've also had SmackDown, which featured Triple H. A huge week, and I'm going to talk about it, review it all in a video here today. We'll start with Fastlane. We'll go through it chronologically, then I'll give my thoughts on the WrestleMania card at the moment, where I want it to go, where I think it is going. Apologies I didn't do reviews, etc. after the various things. It's been a very busy week. Everyone's been ill as well, so it's not been a great week in that front. But obviously I'm back here today to start and to do the week review. God knows what this video will be called. But yeah, make sure you leave your thoughts on everything that's happened this week. How shocked were you by Shane McMahon coming back to, well, I say coming back to WWE. Last time he was in WWE, 2009. Incredible stuff. It was a genuine mark out moment. We'll get to that after we talk about Fastlane. Fastlane as a whole, it wasn't that great. It was pretty poor, pretty boring in my opinion. So yeah, for me, I'm going to give the show a, I think I'm going to change the rating system again. I'm going to do it out of 10. Which isn't a very wrestling way of doing it, but we're going to do it. And I'm going to give the show a 5 out of 10. You know, and that's not great. And obviously, the way rating you'll see with Raw's episode, etc. Once I do it more and I stick to a rating, it will become a bit more valuable, if you get what I mean. You probably didn't. But anyway, let's have a look at the first match. We had Kalisto vs Alberto Del Rio, one of the best matches of the night. It was on the pre-show. Kalisto did win. I thought they might continue the hot potato thing. They didn't, but Kalisto won. That was the right decision. Kalisto heading at the moment to WrestleMania as United States Champion. And I love the way Del Rio got himself disqualified, then won the next pinfall. It was clever to see him tactically do that. God knows where Del Rio's going. I love the guy, but this guy needs some direction, and he hasn't got any at the moment. Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Tamina and Naomi. Sorry, I said that terribly. Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch versus Tamina and Naomi. Naomi for me, one of the most underrated divas on the roster, really. It was a great match. Well, a pretty good match. It wasn't anything amazing, but it was a good match. Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks getting the win, hardly a surprise. No split up, which is a little bit of a shock. But yeah, that was a good match. Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler produced another one of the good matches. Obviously, they keep having matches. I think WWE are overdoing it with these. They need to stop the Ziggler-Owens matchups before it gets stale and boring really goddamn quickly. Although these two, it's tough not to enjoy their matches. But yeah, a good match. Owens getting the win. And yeah, moving on to whoever he's facing at WrestleMania, which is a topic we'll get into a little bit later on. We then had the Wyatt Family versus Ryback, Kane and Big Show. For some for some unknown reason, the Wyatt Family took another loss after being built up on the road to the Royal Rumble, looking like Bray Wyatt might finally get his break. You never know, he could even win the big one. If not, he's going to face Brock Lesnar. Well, none of it's happened, and instead the Wyatt Family look dumb again because they're jobbing to Ryback, Kane and Big Show. 3 stars. Who, for me, are really not that big of stars anymore. 2 were in the past. 1 never has been, never will be. And in this match, Ryback botched something so badly. The finish with Luke Harper. Oh dear, he really did botch that terribly. And I thought Luke Harper had broken his bloody arm or something, which that would have really improved how much I like Ryback. So yeah, stupid decision by WWE. We'll see on Raw whether they get the win back. But yeah. They had Charlotte versus Brie Bella for the Diva Championship. Again, it was an alright match. It was nothing special. I'm not really into Brie Bella. I think thank God Charlotte won, because I was starting to think maybe Brie Bella might win. But Charlotte wins. She goes on to WrestleMania to face either Sasha Banks or Becky Lynch. So that was that. Brie Bella looks like she's close to retiring. Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles produced one of the matches of the night. Mixed reviews on this matchup, but I really enjoyed it. It wasn't rapid pace at any time, but it was one of the matches that I could quite happily sit down and watch all day. And these two are the type of wrestlers I could quite simply watch all day. They wouldn't particularly even have to quicken up the pace. The pace they were going at was more than fine. I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was up there with match of the night, and there were about four good matches on the show. The show just didn't really, it just left a sour taste in my mouth. The Wyatt family thing, the Divas Championship match, wasn't really into. And the end, the final match, very pissed off with. We then had the Cutting Edge Peep Show, which was one of the most pointless segments on the whole entire show. God knows why this couldn't have been on the pre-show. I do not know. But yeah, the less said about that, the better. We then had Curtis Axel versus R-Truth. Why was this on the actual show and the United States Championship not? Again, less said about this, the better. And then we had the main event, which its match itself was very, very good. However, I was very pissed off that Roman Reigns won. And Dean Ambrose didn't finally get his break. However, it all seems to have worked out okay now, although I just don't want Roman Reigns in the main event. A great match. The ending felt a tad bit rushed, but the match, the main event itself was everything I thought it was going to be, including the ending. So yeah, overall 5 out of 10 for me for that pay-per-view. Fastlane, a very average at best pay-per-view. We then had Raw that after about 10 minutes was better than Fastlane and the Royal Rumble and everything put together. Shane McMahon made his return to WWE, unadvertised, unannounced. I hadn't been spoiled by it. There was no website saying anything about it. It was a shock for practically everybody. And I know there was, certainly Bleacher Report, I think, were moaning, or the person that the article I was reading was moaning about the length of the segment. It didn't feel like 30 minutes. It felt like 20. I did not mind the length of the segment. I enjoyed it. It started off, obviously, with Vince McMahon, then the Stephanie. Shane returned, absolutely buzzing after that. Set up the match against The Undertaker. And I'm pissed off with people who keep going, oh, the match doesn't make storyline sense. Why would Undertaker side with the Authority? Number one, he's a heel. He has been since the Brock Lesnar feud. Number two, he's always been good buddies with Vince McMahon. You can't be on top of the company and not be good buddies with Vince McMahon. That's even been documented by WWE. Okay, so he's not an authority guy, but who gives a shit whether this storyline makes sense? It's a dream match, Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania. Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker. If Shane McMahon wins, he takes control over WWE or Raw. Just, for once in your life, stop moaning about the storyline sense and just enjoy this dream matchup, because it is going to be fantastic. And Shane McMahon is a very credible, a very good wrestler. Yes, he does. A lot of people saying he relies on spots. He doesn't rely on spots. He's a fantastic wrestler who does some wicked ass spots as well. And for me, at WrestleMania, I'm wanting Shane McMahon to win. The segment itself, for me, absolutely fantastic. And his return, incredible. We then had Neville and the Lucha Dragons versus A New Day. I can actually remember this match, and I think a lot of people, I don't think, really enjoyed this match particularly. Didn't think it was that special because it's a lot of what people have seen recently. But when when Neville and Lucha Underground versus New Days have been happening recently, I haven't really been watching it that much. Obviously I had it on in the background, but I've been checking my phone or doing whatever. This match I did actually watch, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a decent match. New Day won. Yeah, decent match. Nothing too bad about that. Obviously nothing could better that Shane McMahon thing. Well, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman tried their goddamn best. Heyman comes out, cuts a promo. It's fantastic. Dean Ambrose obviously had been assaulted at the start of Raw. Fantastic. Ambrose, Lesnar, holy fucking shit. So that's now three main events. Triple H, Roman Reigns, Lesnar, Ambrose, Shane, Undertaker. All set up on Raw. All set up in 2 days. This is the sort of feud I want to see. Ambrose in that mad state again. From the ambulance, driving the ambulance. He'd stolen the ambulance, brought it back, crawled up to Lesnar. Lesnar then ended up F5ing him. The challenge was put out there. Lesnar accepted the challenge. Awesome segment. Absolutely fantastic. And this feud is going to be the best feud to watch going up to WrestleMania. and could very easily steal the show. A no holds barred match, Ambrose Lesnar. It has got the full potential to steal the show. So that was a good segment. We had the Usos versus Ascension. I can't even remember anything about this match, so let's just move on. AJ Styles and Chris Jericho versus the Social Outcasts. We've got Y2AJ, a new tag team. I'm not really feeling it. I wanted AJ Styles to go off and face Kevin Owens, and I want Chris Jericho to go off and do whatever. Yeah, so I was a little bit disappointed when they said they were going to join into the tag team, when they were going to, now that they're saying they're going to pursue the tag team championship. Whether it's going to then lead to a breakup and another WrestleMania, well, another match, and this time at WrestleMania, I don't know. They're two good stars that I think could be better used somewhere else, although them being in a tag team isn't bad at all. They're going to be an entertaining duo. They did, of course, beat the Social Outcasts, but yeah, what was more important about that match was the fact that them aligning each other together. We then had the rematch from Fastlane, Kane, Ryback, Big Show versus the Wyatt Family. Wyatt Family won. Why can't they have just won both of these matches and actually got something out of this feud? What has it done for Big Show, Kane and Ryback? Jack shit. Ryback even just walked out. God knows whether he turned heel or not. I don't know. There's a segment on SmackDown, but as soon as he comes on, I just fast forward it because I don't care about him. I don't care about Ryback. I don't care about Big Show and Kane. The Wyatt Family look like dog shit again. Fucking 50-50 booking. It's bullshit. Sasha Banks versus Naomi. Yeah. Sasha Banks, of course, getting the win. We then had the whole thing with Charlotte. I think coming out, I think this is where she said the number one contenders match would happen between. She didn't really mention when until on SmackDown. And then we had the last segment of the show. We have Roman Reigns versus Sheamus again. The match itself was absolutely shit. But as soon as Triple H comes out wearing not the suit, but in badass, attire, comes out, beats him up. It was a well and true beat up. He beat up Roman Reigns. Attitude Era-esque. Reigns was bleeding. The blood capsules, Byron passed it to him. God knows why they were trying to fake an injury. I do not know. It was funny. But anyway, yeah, we saw blood on the show. We saw Shane McMahon. We saw Vince McMahon use the F word, where you can see videos where you can see that obviously it was bleeped out on the thing. It felt like a kind of, not Attitude Era, but kind of an edgy Raw, which was great, and a lot of people saying that WWE is going to become a bit edgy. And yeah, I think as a lot of people said, this segment was meant to be Reigns to get sympathy. Instead, it just meant Triple H was loved. Triple H is the face, Roman Reigns is the heel in this feud, and loved that segment to end a decent episode of Raw, and we'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. It was decent, but there were too many crappy segments in it. There are three things that come to mind that were good, and everything else was just it was filler really. News on the WWE Network special March to WrestleMania live from Toronto. It looks as if Triple H will be defending his title at that event, against who we do not as of yet know. Of course he's going to win, and we're going to move on to him versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, because they wouldn't have advertised a match and they just end up not doing it. But even with that being said, it will be nice to see Triple H defend the title, and I think that's basically so he can get a title defense in before he loses it at WrestleMania. Talking about Triple H, he opened the show on SmackDown. SmackDown was a really boring show, but the segment he started was one of the best parts of the show. Other good parts was I'm just trying to think whether there's anything else to talk about from SmackDown. Big Show, Kevin Owens had a match. It was okay. Kevin Owens count out. We'll probably get a rematch on Raw. Hopefully, we're not seeing Big Show versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. What a waste that would be to have Owens go up against Big Show. They confirmed that the Sasha and Becky would face each other on Raw for the number one contendership. I think somehow a lot of talk is that Becky and Sasha Banks are both going to win, and we're going to go to a triple threat at WrestleMania. I'm fine with that, and I'm fine with Sasha Banks, Charlotte. I don't really want to see Lynch, Charlotte again in singles action personally. Golden Truth will become a team in the next couple of weeks before WrestleMania. And then the main event, we had the New Day versus Chris Jericho, AJ Styles and Mark Henry. So yeah, it was an okay show, nothing too special from that. But yeah, a week where we've had Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker, Hell in a Cell, WrestleMania, cannot wait. Brock Lesnar, Dean Ambrose, WrestleMania, no holds barred, can't wait. And Triple H versus Roman Reigns, them three matches, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Looks as if League of Nations versus New Day could be a way that they're going to go. Usos, Dudleys, whether that will happen on WrestleMania, whether that will happen before then, I don't know. Again, I feel like they're going to do a multi thing for Kevin Owens' Intercontinental Championship, probably another ladder match. And yeah, maybe AJ Styles, Chris Jericho, and then a triple threat for the Divas. I don't know. The WrestleMania card is coming together pretty well. I think Shane McMahon and Undertaker and Lesnar and Ambrose have pretty much saved the show. And I really, really hope that Shane McMahon and Undertaker end it, that they close the show and not fucking Triple H, Roman Reigns. But anyway, that's pretty much it for my little review of the week in WWE. Make sure you leave your thoughts on the week in WWE down in the comments below. What's been your best part? For me, it has to be Shane McMahon coming back to WWE. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Believe that. No, don't believe that, because Roman Reigns is fucking dreadful. Believe fucking that.